not sure if it's a surprise, but it certainly is great to see it coming to flourish more often. When our customers request something, we do everything we can to satisfy those requests. So that drives a lot of our business, and that is where we have evolved today to really incorporate so much of the Industry 4.0 that you don't see. We're really associated with Industry 3.0, which is the machines that we make. 4.0 is the things you can't see, but talks behind the scenes.
For Fori, it was largely customer-driven. Being a manufacturer of advanced robotics and manufacturing equipment, our customers came to us for solutions to save space on their floor and reduce their overhead for labor and allow them to upskill their labor into other more advanced tasks. So Fori has always been able to provide solutions that were able to do that. It also meant that more advanced machines and products were able to be manufactured than were possible in the past. I think there have been a lot of hurdles along the way to where we are now with Internet of Things and Industry 4.0. Right now, I think the biggest challenge is dealing with teams that may not be 100% familiar with what's available and the technologies being used. The second big one is integrating into other manufacturers and customers' infrastructure. Although Industry 4.0 is now being adopted broadly, there's still not a lot of standardization on customer sites, and so there's a need to understand other manufacturer standards, the customer standards. It also requires inputs from IT departments to be able to tie into our industrial protocols and their corporate protocols. It provides Fori the opportunity to quote more advanced systems and to quote services that may not have been easily adopted or bought by customers previously due to lack of understanding of what the benefit would be. A good example is simulations. Prior to this, robot simulations were required because they directly impacted the space required for a robot installation. Now we're being able to quote, and in fact required in some cases, to perform simulations of our PLC and control software on 3D models in CAD prior to manufacture beginning. That means our overhead cost and design cost is reduced, and it means we're faster to market with our products.
With these new tools, we can know by checking current draw or different timing or frequency of events what's going on, and allows our customers and us to service it quicker and eliminate downtime. Industry 4.0 is the amalgamation of a lot of software interfaces with different devices. So with that comes the need for technical people.
I can speak from our controls department. Controls skill set, especially around software infrastructure, was limited to PLC programming only. And so what that meant, there were a lot of trades that had upskilled themselves to the point where they could program PLCs, and that skill set was widely available. However, now with more advanced software being required, lots of interfacing to external machines, lots of interfacing to external servers and supervisory systems, we require software developers that not only have a PLC background, but also a PC and IT background as well.
The benefit of Industry 4.0, when you talk about robotics and automation, is the ability to track so much more data.
I think there are two main areas. The first one is simulation. Simulation has allowed us to reduce our errors or problems on the floor. So either design mistakes or manufacturing mistakes, we can easily identify ahead of time with simulations with our CAD models. And the second one is with 3D printing and additive manufacturing. We were able to prototype parts which we aren't sure about ahead of time, which means we can iterate through a number of designs prior to the final product, which is much cheaper than fabricating with metal or welding, cutting, milling, etc.
You have to take it a little slower than you might want to. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's definitely a learning curve, but we think it's here to stay. There's no question that if you're not doing it now, you need to start taking those steps.
I would advise not to get stuck in the hype or excited about all the buzzwords. Big data and machine learning and robotics all sound very fancy. However, they're not always the solution to the problem. Rather focus on the customer's requirements and the customer's specific problem, and try and identify a technology or method that addresses the problem directly.